Oh boy, welcome back. So, you get the point. And if you want to see more, you can just watch the electric play demo on catch.me, or you can actually get all these on YouTube as well. If you just Google MistressXmas, one word, my YouTube channel should come up, or any of my videos should just come up as well. Okay. What else? Oh, something everybody should have. Not just toys, but you must be safe. You have to have a way to get people out of bad situations if you're going to tie them up. So always make sure you get a pair of proper scissors. Hello, everybody. I guess I should start again for new people. Whoops. Sorry, I'm losing my voice again. My name's Megan, also known as MistressXmas, and today we are talking about toys. And excuse me for 1 second while I get my iPad running again, so I can actually see this chat. Okay. Excellent. So, all right. Other toys. These are actually really fun. This is called a Wartenberg wheel, or nerve wheel. These are very sharp little points, but it is great fun to do this across somebody. And of course, with even minimal pressure, you will puncture little holes in people with this. So you have to be pretty delicate with it. I also use this in conjunction with the violet wand when it's plugged into me, and then this becomes an electric toy, making it extremely painful because every one of these little points, it feels like a knife slicing through you. So this is a great toy by itself or with electricity. This is the giant size version of a Wartenberg wheel. It's got 6 of the little pinwheels on it. And so the nice part about having 6 on here is you can apply a lot more pressure without puncturing holes through the skin. And it's a very nice sensation. What else? Of course, we have a blindfold, which is for light. This is great for sensory deprivation play, which is actually quite fun to do. And a ball gag. And this is a nice one because it has the little holes in the ball, so a person can breathe without much problem. And ball gags come in all shapes and sizes. What else? Then we have collars and leashes. This would be a male collar, goes around the neck, and then you can lead them if you have a leash to go with it. And a smaller one for women, which is a little prettier, nicer. And the leash that goes with it, which is pretty straightforward. Some people like walking their subs around. What else have I missed? Well, you can always watch the replay. And you can always ask if they're... One thing people forget is there's a lot of toys. You don't have to go to a store and buy expensive floggers and paddles and whips. That you can use a lot of stuff right around your house. Saran wrap is one of my favorites for using for restraints. It's great fun. You can wrap somebody up and then have great fun cutting them out. You can make paddles out of wooden spoons. So you're really only limited by your own creativity. Do I use any other electrics than the violet wand? Well, I do use the stun gun, mostly on myself, though I have had a couple of people that I've used this on. And it, as you can see, can be quite painful. I do have a bug zapper, but I do use this for bugs. A lot of people use it for swatting. Mine is not for that purpose. And then just the violet wand, which is actually my most commonly used toy because it is the most versatile. So I use the wand for fire. I use it with electrodes, and I use it plugged into me, making anything that is metal or metallic an electric toy, including you can use, these are like dental instruments, which this, when it's electrified, can be a pretty amazingly scary toy. And it's fun anyway. It's like a miniature Wartenberg wheel with one point. And I have a number of different kinds of dental toys to play with. And I also have a knife, which I use this for edge play. And this is a triangle-shaped blade. So I have 3 edges, and I keep each edge at a different sharpness. And since it does have a flat spot here, I'm able to then know which blade is the sharpest and which one's the dull one. So if I'm doing edge play and I want to put this up against somebody's neck, I can pick the dull side. But of course, the submissive is not going to know which side is sharp and which side is dull. And I can also use this if I put my thumb on the metal guard, then this also becomes an electrical toy. And when dragged against the skin with the flat side of the blade, then you end up with like a huge area that all electrified, and it is quite a sensation. And it can be, if you turn it down, very pleasant, or if you turn it up, quite painful. I think I've covered pretty much everything. Oh, I do have two single tail whips. I made these myself. These are basically like bull whips. This one's about 6 feet long. The handle was done by a friend for me, since I can't do nice handles like this. But not the kind of toy you don't really want to use this on a person and crack it, because anytime you hear a whip crack, that means the tail is going the speed of sound or faster, and that's 670 miles an hour. That will cut right through skin. This is another one I made, and this is a much bigger, it's shorter in length, but it's definitely heavier. Let's see. So pretty much that covers all the toys. I have needles, which you probably have seen me do needle play. And there is a needle play demo which everybody can go see, or I can just do, for those that haven't seen this, I can just do this really quick. This is not sanitary conditions, but these are brand new and these are sterile. And these are 25 gauge, 1.5 inch long needles. And very simply, I don't know if you can see that very well. If I put it against the dark background, you can see it's 1.5 inches long, and you can just take, I want to see if I can get this in an angle you can see. You can just stick it in and out the other side, and as you can see, that's needle play. And I do that with many needles all the way up and down an arm, and then I lace them and it looks very pretty. If you look at my profile picture, you can see a leg restraint done with a, I think I used 10 or 12 needles in some ribbon. So I personally like needle play. It's an endorphin high and an interesting sensation. So any questions or anything for people? There's only like 4 people here. What happened? My God, I bored everybody to death. No, it's 42 people here. Why is it reporting it wrong? That's crazy. Oh, there it goes. Now it's right. 46 people, 44 people, 42 people. Okay, so any questions, people? Anything here that you want to know more about? Or just general questions about BDSM? It's a quiet group. Needles too much for us. Yeah, they're not for everybody. I tend to find that women like doing needles more than men do. No dildo butt plug section. That is true. Yep, I do have those toys and I have vibrators, but I did not bring them out. I sort of wanted to stick with non-sexual toys, but more traditional, the kind of toys that you would normally see. Not that you don't normally see butt plugs and vibrators in scenes, but I did want to limit it. So I do have a penis whistle. Who doesn't? I know. What is wrong with this group? Nobody's talking. And one hell of a lollipop. I do have one hell of a lollipop. Do I show my face? Yeah, on all my other scopes I normally do. Here, you can actually see me. I'm actually a real human. Old that I am human. I just thought it would be more interesting for people to see the actual toys, since they would be more interesting than I am. Hello, Gypsy D. So if anybody here is new and they're not following me and have interest in seeing more of me in the future, please give me a follow. And if you haven't seen any of my other demonstrations in the past, you can find them all on catch.me, katch.me/MistressXmas, XMAS. How do you travel with these for public play? Actually, yeah, I just use a regular, like a duffel bag, exactly. Demonstrate toys in action. I have done that in the past. I do that with my demos to a certain degree. I don't do scenes. because it's difficult to find a submissive that is willing to put themselves on Periscope. And it's also difficult to do a scene where a human doesn't violate the terms of nudity. For example, with Periscope, I don't want to get banned. I have considered doing private scenes, and I do now have an approved actual dungeon that is willing to let me broadcast. So it's really just a matter of finding a submissive that doesn't mind being broadcast. Most submissives are a little bit more private, though occasionally you do get somebody more gregarious. I'm sorry if I just missed a question. Can you ask again? Please follow. I don't know if that's for me or for somebody else. Need volunteer? Yes, sure, I'm willing to take volunteers. You just have to be in the San Francisco Bay Area. What's the most requested item? I'm not sure what you mean by item. As far as which toy is used the most, I would say the most commonly used toys are the floggers, which are, this is a flogger. So that, and paddles and riding crops. So, and paddles come in various forms. Wooden paddles, leather paddles, and riding crops and canes are also quite common. So this is a riding crop, which you can get very cheap at a tack store. You can usually get them for somewhere between $7 and $12, which are nice. If you buy a riding crop at an adult store, you're going to pay 2 or 3 times the normal price. So I would recommend going and finding a good tack shop. Any other questions? Would feel good on balls. Yes, I'm sure it would feel good on your balls. They usually do. I was thinking at some point I need to do some rope demonstrations for people, which I may do coming up. All right, well, thank you for visiting, and I think I am going to end this here shortly, unless people have more questions. Favorite toy? I'm sorry, AJ, I missed that. Okay, well, I guess I'll wrap this up. So if you are looking for toys, a really wonderful place to find toys would be frugaldom.com, FRUGALDOMME.com. It is owned and operated by a wonderful lady, which I've known for quite some time, and they manufacture their own floggers, for example. This was made by frugaldom.com, and their prices are quite reasonable. Patty's flogger came from frugaldom.com. And then let's see here, and then there is, of course, if you're looking for a book all about BDSM, I would highly recommend a book called SM 101 by Jay Weissman, W-I-S-E-M-A-N, and that should be available pretty much at any adult book or any adult sex store of any kind. They usually have copies, or you can get it at Amazon.com. And once again, all my stuff, you can either just find MistressXmas anywhere on Google. I come up and it will lead you to my Couch.me page, and it should lead to my YouTube channel if you are interested in seeing any of my other videos. Yeah, I wonder who the competitive people might be, AJ. All right, so we are now done, and thanks for coming by. I will be back again next Saturday, and hopefully I will figure out something more interesting demo-wise to do. So thanks again, and bye-bye.